Welcome back to the final segment of the BeerAndWineJournal.com IPA experiment. To review the calcium chloride to calcium sulfate additions, the ratio of 1:1, I put in 4 grams of each into 10 gallons of water. Then whenever I went to bottle 5 gallons, I put in for a 1:2 ratio, 1.5 grams of calcium sulfate. Then for a ratio of 1:3, I put in 1 gram. For 1:4, I put in 0.75 grams. And for the 1:5 ratio, I put in 0.33 grams. I'm going to be doing a blind tasting. I have no idea which one of these is which. I just put tape over it and it's A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, and I'm going to pour the A in the A glass and the B in the B glass. Without further ado, I'm going to start putting these into these. A and A. And again, these are only 8-ounce bottles, so they won't be completely full. And then B. C, and D, E. So the nice thing is they all hissed perfectly. You can see all of them here. You can see the head retention. B, the head retention's kind of dwindled away. The head retention on A is still fairly, it's sticking around, but it's kind of dwindled away as well. But C is nice and thick, D is nice and thick, and these are pretty tight, creamy bubbles. The carbonation on E is also flattening down a little bit. So in order from least to most head retention, I would probably put it in this order. All right, these are back in order. I'm going to see if there's any difference in aroma. I can't really tell a difference in the aroma. It's all pretty much the same strength. On to flavor. It's going to kind of combine flavor with bitterness here. Let's see what happens. Well, this one, C was noticeably different. Yeah, noticeably different. I'm going to be honest. They're all very similar. I mean, it's hard to tell a difference. Those two are almost identical. Let's try these two. The mouthfeel on all of these is very big. Not like James Spencer's all rye IPA that he did, but it's very creamy mouthfeel. Like I said, the bubbles on these were, tight white head bubbles, very creamy and frothy. God, that's really difficult. These are the two that stand out, C and D. C is noticeably different from all of the rest of them. D stands out because of the head. It's just a little bit sharper on C. Maybe it's not so much the bitterness, but B is, when it goes down, it just goes down. There's no warming, there's no there's no bitterness, it's just not a harsh bitterness. That one's not really harsh either. It's about the same as these two. Yeah, this one, C is definitely different. It's the only one that is different. All right, it's time to reveal what beers go with what. First, I'm going to do C. C is my 1:1 ratio. B is 1:5 ratio. A is 1:3 ratio. over to D. D is the one that had the frothy head and still has head sticking around. 1 to 4. I assumed that these two, C and D, were going to be closer together because of the amount of head that was in both of these. And then E is, since I have no idea what we have down there so far, E is the 1 to 2 ratio. So this is how it came out. C is noticeably different. C's bitterness is definitely bigger than the rest of these. A, B, D, and E are almost identical. So what I'm guessing is the more calcium sulfate you put in, the less harsh the bitterness gets. I mean, that's what I'm getting. Now I'm going to go through and taste these one more time in order. C, which is the 1 to 1 ratio, is definitely the most bitter. Big. Less. Less. Way less. These two are about the same. These two are about the same. And this one right here is definitely the biggest. So whether it was supposed to go that way or not, I don't know. But all I know is that 50-50 ratio here has the largest perception of bitterness. And as we go up the line, the bitterness falls off. And when I say it falls off, I mean so slightly that unless you're sitting here sipping and tasting and mixing and matching, you're never going to tell. You won't be able to tell. So it's not like it's this gigantic thing. I have a feeling that if I would have brewed 5 different batches and actually bottled the 5 different batches with different amounts of the stuff as opposed to trying to mix it in after the fact, because I know that it's hard for the stuff to mix in with alcohol. Well, those are my results. I'm interested to see if any of this matches up with anybody else's results. The more calcium sulfate it seems, the less bitter it gets. So with that said, drink what you like, enjoy what you drink, and I'm going to enjoy these 8, 16, 24, 32, 40 ounces of beer. Definitely not letting it go to waste. So I'll see ya.